Welcome back with another episode. This is your girl Mel, and I'm here to again talk about something random. But today, I've been kind of having like brain fog, not just today, but like for several months now, for a good while. I've been having brain fog on what to talk about on this podcast. But there's one thing that's new, or at least this season of, and something that I don't really talk about like my interest, outside of like the little learning things that I provide people. But the one thing that I do like a lot, well, not a lot, it's actually developed more recently. And that is women's basketball. Now, before I stopped watching women's basketball, and particularly this will be more of college basketball because I feel there's a lot more drama in the WNBA right now with the commissioner and the players and all that stuff. So we're not even gonna get into that little messiness. But since South Carolina has been a force to be reckoned with over the last few years, proud to be a Gamecock, but I am not fully committed to a team. One thing about me, granted, I will rep Gamecocks gear because I am from South Carolina. Oh, I feel as though I just should. Now, the thing about me when it comes to like any sport really. I'm not a fanatical person. And what that means is I don't fully enthrall myself in a team of any sort. But because I have played basketball, and I've played basketball from a very wee young little toddler. And I'm talking, we were shooting, okay? Mel could shoot. Mel could shoot very well. Um, But yeah, Mel not could. I still can shoot. I can shoot very well. So I could tell you when it comes down to mechanics, what's a good shooter, what's not a good shooter, um, things you can improve to improve your shooting percentage. Mel was a shooter. Okay. I can in threes, might I add. Pretty accurate. Um, Not like Stephen Curry, don't get me wrong. But I could hold my own. Okay. So the thing about me when I watch like teams play, I'm not looking at it from a I want this team to win. I watch any sport really, but particularly basketball for sure, from a good plays, good setups, good defense. Those are the things that, I really analyze. So I do feel like I'm a sports analyst a little bit. Tiny bit, small bit, small bit. Small bit. Am I a pro at the sport? No. However, I do have my little opinions here and there, like any parent of children that plays sports. So, granted, they may be not even worth it, but I feel like if you're here, you like my voice to some degree and you like my perspectives to some degree. So let's get into it. Now, NCAA women's, we are in 2025 to 2026 season, and it just probably started maybe like a couple weeks ago. So games have been ramping up, people have been playing, and it's all been such a interesting perspective for me now. And the one thing that I've enjoyed thus far is I did watch the tail end. Probably I didn't watch it as closely as I'm watching it now, but I am paying attention more to the players and the teams that they're on. Like before, I was watching these games from a team's perspective and record percentage or winning percentage, and basically, I was trying to make my call on who was going to win the NCAA. As of right now, from what I know, I, from what I've seen, is top runner, and I hate that because UConn is such a powerhouse team. At one point in time, I completely stopped watching women's basketball, college particularly, because UConn won all the time. I'm talking, I stopped watching it around the era of Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. Was Sue Bird there? I'm pretty sure she was. I think she was, yeah. Stewart, she played there. The tail end now, just started watching it again when Beckers was on the team and Fudd, who is now on the team with Sarah Strong. So I just watched UConn play today, And UConn whooped, I think they were playing Ohio. No, they were playing Utah. They whooped Utah's ass. I stopped watching halftime. By halftime, I just completely stopped watching. Because again, for me, I'm not watching a game to see who wins. I'm watching a team chemistry. Huge, biggest thing there is when it comes to any team sport, but particularly we're talking about basketball. How these kids play together, how they run their plays, right? How they communicate on defense, which is one of the biggest things because your ultimate goal is to stop the ball. You got to stop the ball on any fast break, right? Because any team could beat any team if I beat you down the court. Because guess what is the highest percentage shot there is on the court? Go on, take a guess. That's right. What is that? Layups. Layups are your easiest shot. It's the things that they train you on. It's the things that they you practice on. Even when you're prepping for a game. Even when we're prepping, we're warming up for a game. What is the first thing you do? Layups. Like it's just it's ingrained in us for layups. So, with that being said, again, any team can beat any team. And I think that's the joy of basketball. Granted, having a taller team will usually sit you pretty good, okay? Teams are most likely gonna dominate, especially in the college realm, and really just in general, because it's hard shooting against trees, but you know they're not it's not impossible. You just got to now have a strategic plan on what you're going to do and how you're going to beat these girls. Most likely, most of the time, you got to beat them down the court. You have to run fast. So yeah, yeah. So that was one thing Dawn Staley had very much so was size. Size, big, tall girls. I can't remember. Asia Wilson was the start of the tall trees that came through South Carolina and started the legacy. And yeah, quick off topic. It's not really off topic, but I just gotta talk about it real quick. Asia Wilson is one of the top players in women's basketball, and it's because Homegirl is. Let me pull her height real quick. I really think she's let's see, Asia Wilson height. I think she's like five. Oh, she's like 6'4". Okay. Asia Wilson is 6'4", okay? Asia Wilson, make sure I got her position, is a center, I believe. Yeah. I mean, obviously. Asia Wilson, 6'4", is a center, okay? Traditionally, and this is why I like women's basketball more than men's, because these girls can shoot, they can dribble, they can drive, they can do a one-legged jumper, they can cross you up. Like these are not your typical center players, okay? With that being said, Asia Wilson plays like a guard. She is a nightmare to play against if you are a player. And every single person that has played basketball knows what I mean. Like, especially the girls. You playing against almost made me curse. You're playing against a tall tree that can play like you as a guard. Me as a guard. My little short tail, I am 5'5" and a half. I am 5'5" and a half. Asia Wilson is basically a foot taller than me, meaning wingspan is a foot taller than me. Asia Wilson is so damn tall. It is wild. As a center that plays like a point guard, can dribble the ball up, can pass the ball, can drive the ball, like can shoot threes. Like Asia Wilson has all of it in a player. And Dawn found her. Well, actually, and she's from South Carolina. She decided to stay home. That is the one of the most beautiful things that as a player that's in South Carolina or was in or as a previous player that was in the system. It's wonderful to see that she wanted to build a program up. And honestly, I don't think she realized how great of a player she was or could be. So, just the combination of Dawn Staley and Asia Wilson. Chef's kiss, beautiful thing that has come upon. And, basically now she got a statue. Her and Dawn have a statue in Columbia South Carolina. Take that. So, anywho, that's just the past. I don't even know how many years ago that was, but yeah. Now, current, okay, current players that are top players in women's basketball right now for the 2025-2026 season. Okay. First, I think I want to just start with UConn because I just saw them play. Okay. I just saw them play earlier today. And I didn't watch the whole thing because they whooped ass. From a defensive standpoint, Sarah Strong is fast. Sarah Strong, let's see, I think she's like 6'2". Yeah. Sarah Strong. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Sarah Strong is 6'2", plays like a guard. I feel like when you can build a player, she's a forward, but she's more like a power forward. And most likely will play center as well if, need be. 6'2" forward, can dribble, can drive, can pass, can shoot. And I'm not talking like some awkward shooting form. Like homegirl can shoot and well, okay? It's just a little, it's just I feel like when it comes to Sarah Strong, it's like she's like OP as a player. She's just like overpowered, like all the attributes filled up all the scale points, all the minimum points that each person could have. Or you had like 100 points and you had to disperse them amongst all the skill sets. Sarah has 100 in all the categories. Like, and I think she's a what? I don't even know what year she is. Sophomore! Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Anywho, talk about Sarah Strong, and we cannot forget about the teammates as well, because the teammates also have to pass the ball and make the shots. So it's not just Sarah Strong. AZ Fudd right now. Okay. AZ Fudd reminds me of a even more versatile player than Stephen Curry. Stephen can drive. He can get through, this, that, and the other. But I think, and granted, we're talking about two different leagues, which is fine. But I'm more so focused on playing style. AZ Fudd will get in there and she will body another girl, and I'm just like what? Um, AZ can shoot the lights. She's got such impeccable aim. I'm just in awe when I see her shoot. When I tell you it is textbook how this girl shoots. And it's just money. And you know how, I'm gonna tell y'all how it's a good shot. When it hits the bottom of the net. So you have this little funnel, right? The funnel, which is, we're gonna talk about the net. You got the ring and you got the funnel. It goes perfectly through the ring and through the bottom of the net. Now, when it's an excellent shot. Here, there's good shots because you made it, but then there's excellent shots when the net barely moves. Like the net doesn't move at all. That's how you know it is exact beautiful shot. That's how she shoots. I want y'all to understand how much I hate it. I didn't really hate her. I slowly became a fan as I was watching the national championship. Because I really wanted Carolina to win just to, continue the legacy. Um, but I gotta say this softly. But I slowly became an AZ fan um, as I watched them beat the fuck out of Carolina. Like it wasn't even a championship game. How badly they beat them. Even Dawn said it. Dawn was like, "Yeah, they beat the hell out of us." Yes, they did. That was wild. That was actually one of the wildest things I've seen. Um, for that level of play. So, just watching that alone, yeah, yeah. Okay. So AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong, yes and yes. Um, I think based on what I've seen thus far, and I've seen about five top teams, right? Um, play. Carolina being one of them. I would love to be wrong, but I don't see Carolina winning the championship right now. They will have to do a lot. And I think the girls on the team currently, I think they're good. Do I think they can keep up with the accuracy of UConn right now? No. Um I think what's her name? What's her name? Hold on one second. Let's see. Gamecocks. Oh, what's her name? I think she could be such a good player. Um, Tessa. Tessa has so much potential to be such a great player. I mean, she's good now, but once we get to the point where her accuracy is on the level of AZ Fudd, I think she'll be unstoppable. I really do. She's 6 foot too. Like you could you could definitely, I think it comes down to her confidence play. I want to say last year I don't think she felt confident. And this is just speculation. I could be completely wrong. I don't know shit about her and her personal life or whatever. Or her yeah. I don't know much about her like personal life in terms of like how she feels as a player on the court. None of that. I'm just like literally looking at her play style. And I want to say um last season, I don't think Tessa played as confidently as I know her skill set can be. I feel like she's gotten better from last year. Yes. I don't feel like she was shooting. She's shooting more, but I need her to shoot more. Um, I need her to pull maybe like a 20, 25 point game, like beast mode, essentially, if they are going to really compete with UConn. When I tell you AZ Fudd right now, I'm gonna bring this up. How many points the homegirl had? Fudd scores 24 points. Like, I think Tessa plays with her teammates well. I think AZ can carry the team. So it's like two different dynamics. Tessa's a guard? Yes, she's a guard. Fudd's a guard as well. I just want to make sure I'm getting these right. Yeah. AZ Fudd is a guard as well. I think if Tessa could pull numbers like how AZ is, it'll be a little bit more um Carolina has more of a chance to really do something with this season. They're going to have a high winning percentage because the team dynamic is pretty good. Do I think that they can take it all the way? I don't know. Now, and I only say that because there's some other players, some other big hitters. One of them is LSU, and they're super. I feel like I just gotta laugh because I feel like the LSU team right now is so OP in terms of how they're like it. I'm just at a loss for words at like how stacked LSU is right now. Um, and I want to say that that team is a good second contender to winning the championship. And I find that so wild. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way at all. But I'm just like, I sat there and watched their game. Mind you, didn't watch the whole thing because I already knew, I knew that they were going to whoop ass for whoever they played against, right? It is remarkable. These girls have already played like I'm gonna look at their team stats real quick. Team stats. Hold on. I think they're like on their fourth game of 100 points scoring in a game. Which is crazy for a 40-minute game in not professional in collegiate D1 world. So and consistently. So I'm just at a loss for words. LSU is ranked number 5, and the amount of the amount of points that they've got in the last 4 games is crazy. Okay. Yeah. So when we talk about LSU real quick, LSU reminds me of such a street ball team. And I don't mean that with any disrespect at all. When I tell you these girls, there's a lot of freedom in how they play. And as a player, you could just beg for that type of like trust from your coach to allow you to play freely as a player. Um, because when you play freely, you are liable to do some wild shit and to make some huge highlight reels and to win the game, hopefully. So you know your team is good when your players have complete freedom and they're putting up triple digits. I still can't get over that for the season. So, it's just nice to see that type of freedom play, in the league. Now, one thing that I will say about LSU is their asses are fast, okay? These girls can run the court very fast. I'm talking all of them. There is no slow person on that team. You pray for a slow person. You pray for that center to be dragging her feet down that court. That don't happen with LSU. Those girls are so fast. You can pass a ball and it's gone. They've already taken it down the court. You are still in awe that the ball got stolen and they're already scoring the basket. That's what I see with LSU. LSU is a front contender for me. Um, yeah, just overall, yeah. And I'll just briefly go over the players because shit, these girls. There's at least three that are top players in their own regard. Yeah. And I'm a little sad that Full Wiley went to the other team, went to LSU. It's okay. I'm not upset, but I was a little sad because I felt like some magic could have happened there. However, I think how Dawn coaches versus how Full Wiley plays were not compatible. And I think that's where, because Full Wiley in Dawn's regard does not play defense, or at least not enough to, play um as consistently. I do think that, I mean, from what I've seen, Full Wiley is just like just ripping the ball from people. Like, I don't know what the discussion was. I don't know what Kalki has been telling them, but homegirls been stealing the ball. It's like an afterthought when she decides to move to go steal the ball. It's like sometimes not anticipated. It's literally like her skill set is overpowered, and it's like we're working at full speed. That's her half speed. She will take the ball from you in her half speed. How disrespectful. Like, what are we talking about here? Right. So, but yeah, Lil Wiley, absolute top runner. She's just a scorer, man. But I mean, the whole squad can play, and the test is, how they're playing together. And it's just so nice to see how they're playing together right now and really doing the thing. It's pretty remarkable to watch this team play. Who is the starting five? Full Wiley for sure is one of the top players in my opinion. Michaela Williams is another player. I feel like she's underrated, but homegirl can shoot that ball as well. She plays well. She's pretty smart. Um, Flau'jae Johnson. Okay. What year is she? Senior host her last year, so she gonna try and get this shit. Flau'jae reminds me of Allen Iverson in her play style. It's so fluid. Um, it's so like she plays so smooth. Like she plays like one of the old heads is coming back in the gym to really show these young bucks what real basketball is. Like that's how like smooth she's playing, so methodical. It's so nice to see her play. Now, when it comes in reference to Fawali and how she plays, Fawali is flashy, doing tricks. It's like a globetrotter playing basketball in college. This is kind of like the vibes that I get. Now, mind you, having freedom in play is the goal, is what you want. And I feel like these two bounce off each other so well when it comes to how they're playing. And honestly, that's just three people of LSU. Mind you, they're still making 100 something points. Actually, you know what I do want to see? Um, for the last Michaela Zakaya. Who is Zakaya? Let's see who that is. Oh, Zakaya? Was she a freshman? Hold on, let me find out what Zakaya is because I remember Zakaya as well. Zakaya is new for me. Zakaya is a freshman. Okay, Zakaya, she reminds me of Morrow. She's like a new generation Morrow. Um, that was just cleaning up down there. Zakaya, there's so much room for growth and she's already doing well. So, yeah, yeah, like you got a dream squad. You have 4 or 5 players that's basically top players on your team, which is why I feel as though LSU is gonna really do some work and really take this one all the way. LSU, UConn. That's my calls right now. Let's continue on real quick. Lauren Betts, UCLA. First off, Lauren Betts is like so fucking tall. Like Lauren Betts is one of those other OP type players in terms of she's more of a shooter, and I don't think she's the type to dribble the ball up the court. She can if she needs to, but it's not like she's not moving like a guard. She's just really tall. She's really tall. 6'7". 6'7" is crazy. As a player is wild. Um, but yeah, Lauren Betts is such a good player too. Really knows how to position up, knows where the basket is, knows how to pass it. So, those are good quality traits as well. I don't know if she still has her teammate. I don't know what year I honestly I learned about Kiki Rice. Kiki Rice. Kiki Rice. Kiki Rice. Kiki Rice can play. Kiki Rice is a dog when it comes to playing. She reminds me of Hannah Hidalgo as well. Those two players are very similar in my opinion. Um, but yeah, Kiki Rice is such a good player, like such a good player. I would say shooting is on par with AZ Fudd. I wouldn't say fully as accurate, but homegirl's putting shots down too. So I think that dynamic is a good pair. Just from a rough like perspective, I think that they can do some work and really, make their mark in this championship, not championship, in the tournament. And I just you know what? It's gonna be a joy watching this whole tournament because I'm not gonna put any bets on it because it can go any way, any which way. And I think that that's what I like about um this season that's coming up, especially now with me actually watching these players and seeing the progression from year to year and really seeing how they are adjusting to the new team dynamic. Because that's the thing about these college teams that I like is the fact that you can't go in with this is my five that I'm gonna keep forever, whatever, like a professional team. Like there's adjustments. So really, college sports, really, and particularly college basketball. College basketball is a coaching game. Coaches have to prep and find talent that mixes in with the bunch that they have while losing players that are going to professional or graduating. That's what you gotta like combat with. So coaches don't get the credit that they deserve in terms of making a dynasty within a collegiate sport. Because it's really you really have to keep your eyes on what's outside. And when I tell you now that the fact that women's basketball as an entirety has really buffed up and more people are watching it, more people are talking about it, those are the things that's going to make it even harder for these coaches to find players because it's going to be oversaturation of players. And your goal as a coach that's trying to build their dynasties to find the right mix, have these like you're basically finding a new employee for your job is how I think about what these coaches would have to go through to find the right fit for the team, right dynamic. And then you also got to figure out, how they all mix together as players. So yeah, it's all over the board and it's so hard. Yeah. So I briefly talked about Hannah Hidalgo. Hannah, such a good player. When I tell you this girl's so competitive, I am actually fearful if I were to play her on the court because I myself am not that competitive when it comes to any type of anything. I am not the type that's going to go fight for my life for that ball because in hindsight my brain is like, it's just a ball. Like I don't understand why we're all diving for this simple ball. There's a couple balls, in the back that we could just get. We don't have to really all fight for this one. Like, and there's two baskets, so like I don't understand why we're like fighting for this one ball for that basket or that basket. Whoever makes it in those baskets more, it don't make sense to me. Actually, it makes sense in terms of the sport. But, logically, my brain is like, it's really not that big of a deal. Therefore, I am not competitive enough for the sport of basketball. However, I do know the sport and I enjoy watching players that love the sport. And I really enjoy watching good players play and navigate because it's such a lively sport. It's not like football. It's not like baseball. It's a very constant sport. It's a sport of sprints, if you really think about it. And, defensive lineups, this is a full strategic plan that's involved with basketball. And, those that have played it really understand, what it takes to do that. So, um, Hannah Hidalgo, I think Hannah is such a good player. I don't think Hannah has help. And I don't, Hannah is not a solo type of player that can carry a team. And remember, you're also playing against the full squad of LSU. You're playing against four top players for LSU. So I think when Notre Dame sees LSU, I think it's going to be a bloodbath in terms of like how much Notre Dame is going to get beat. And it's sad Hannah does not have true help on the court, and I think that's going to show when they play more difficult teams. Yeah. Yeah, that's just it's just what it's gonna be. It's good, and I'm sad for her. And I honestly I hope to be wrong on this, but I do feel as though that it's not gonna fare well for her this season. I don't know what year Hannah Hidalgo is. She is a junior and she's my height. When I tell you she would have beat my ass on the court, I already know. Like for real. She would have dog walked me on the court. She's pulling 27 points right now. And honestly, I feel because she didn't have like help, really. She pulled almost 30 points a game. Olivia Miles is another great player. Um, Played with Notre Dame. I think that pair was a good like guard front for real. And I think they really could have done a lot of work, like really getting the is that her senior year? They could have really made some good progress in Notre Dame together. I don't know what the beef was between them. I don't know if there was beef. All I know was there's a clip of Olivia and Hannah talking in the tunnel, and it was rather tense. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't know what went on up in there, but all I know is it wasn't going on smoothly or nicely. But yeah, I don't think Olivia Miles is gonna carry the team on her own. I mean, I don't know why the full move, don't really care. But I don't think she can carry a team to a championship. But again, she's still a great player. But it takes a special breed of player to carry a team to a championship and through to win it. And usually those that can do that are very tall players. Sadly, and it's such a general statement, but it's so the truth. Um, Big, tall players that play like guards usually can carry a team because they're so OP'd as a player, as a basketball player. It's crazy. Yeah, I think it's because the presence or the footprint that's on the court is so much more massive than like a guard that's, you still can pull 30 points a game, but you still need help. And I think a 30 points for a guard is different than 30 points for a center. Granted, they're still the same points, but you got to think about the other stats that a center would pull over a guard. A guard can get steals, but like the likelihood of getting a steal versus a block or rebound, it's harder to get a steal. Unless you Speedy Gonzalez and nobody sees the ball move. Well, they don't see, you and you steal the ball that quickly. Olivia Miles, yes, another great player. Hannah Hidalgo, great player. Both cannot carry the team on their own. However, together, I felt like they could have done some pretty good numbers in regards to the record and to the school, as all relation, not all of them. This particular relationship, went their separate ways. And yeah, those two mixed with Citron was such a triple threat of a team. But do what you gotta do. You can't make people stay where they don't want to stay. Um, so yeah, I'm still on LSU as a stacked front. right now. Um, I think from a coaching perspective, UConn will can take it pretty far. But I do think, based on the bracket, I think LSU and I think UConn are going to see each other at some point. When? Don't know. I would like to look at the schedule, the calendar, to figure out when they're going to play, because that's gonna give you a heads up, kind of what could possibly transpire and happen. Yeah. So we got to talk about Texas real quick, and I think that is Juju playing? I think Juju's still hurt. I was hoping Juju be back this year, but I don't think she is. I don't think she's playing this year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Juju's not playing. Oh, but man, I can't wait for Juju to come back. Juju is going to come back with a vengeance and tear it the fuck up. I am so ready for the comeback of Juju Watts. She is going to be absolutely killer. And I'm so ready to see it. I am so ready to see her just desecrate her competition. Um yeah. So Booker and Harmon, Booker and Harmon. That's another good dynamic duo. They play very well off of each other. Harmon is gonna find you. She's gonna find you the ball, and she's fast as well. So mix that with Booker being a pretty good shot. AZ FUT shooting? I don't think so. However, Booker, how does Booker play? Booker is a good, what position does she play? I think she's a guard, though. I think she's a guard. Well, and I think she's a forward. Booker, Tennessee, no, Texas, Madison Booker. What's her stats? Forward. Yep. Let's see how tall she is first. 6'1". Forward guard forward. Okay. I don't think Booker can put up the numbers. Booker playing stats. I'm curious to know what she's what's her average right now. Oh, not that Booker. Madison Booker. Yeah, Booker pulling up like 16 per game. 46 from the field, 82% from the free throw. Yeah. I think Booker could be even more um like she's doing very well now, but I think if Booker got her assist up more and got her teammates more involved, I think Texas can really do some damage in regard to really making their stamp within the NCAA tournament. I think Harmon, I think I spelled her name wrong. No D. Madison Booker gives me Scottie Pippen vibes in terms of like how she shoots. So yeah. Could Scottie Pippen hold a whole team to himself? No. Here's the other misconception about Michael Jordan being like the greatest player, whatever. Michael Jordan had a team, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, when Michael Jordan, it's like same thing with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had a team, and even though there was some drama, they still were. Kobe still can pull in pressured points, pressured time periods, and make the shot. Yes. But to be in those positions to make the shot, you also have to keep the score up with the other team. Defensively, offensively, it has to be the team has to contribute, right? But to make the winning shot, that's where Jordan, Kobe came in handy. Do I think Madison Booker can make the winning shot? I don't think so. I think she'll choke in that moment. And that's not to say anything bad on her. It's a big moment. It's I need her confidence truly to like I need her to know I'm that shit. I don't feel like she plays like that. I still think she's a good player, but I don't think she plays with that like unwavering confidence like I run this shit. I dominate this position. I dominate this level of the sport. Like I don't think she walks through like with that type of confidence. And I think once she steps that up, I think she'll be unstoppable then. I mean, a 6 foot forward and all that length that she has is super valuable. So yeah, I think as a forward pulling 16 points per game and being 6 feet tall, yeah, I think you're down there. And when I say down, they're down with the center, small forward or power forward, whatever the lineup is, guard, small forward, whatever. I think her numbers could be up a little bit higher, and I think the assists for her, she needs to find more ways to involve her teammates. I think when she drives, anytime you see her drive, she's gonna shoot the ball. She's not gonna like do a pump fake, dish off, or do a jumping pass. Like I don't think that's in her mental skill set to do that. Granted, those are some beautiful passes when you do stuff like that. But I don't think that she plays in a manner like that. Harmon's a little. How tall is Harmon? Rory Harmon. I just enjoy how she plays. 5'6", and I think it's because we're both short. Well, short. She is stacked, swole, and can play. Again, she would dog walk me as a player if I had to play against her. Yeah, I mean, she would get me. I wouldn't I would not be able to hold up well in turn. I mean, I could play some defense, don't get me wrong. She ain't gonna just like she ain't gonna cross me up like that. Granted, there's an age difference now. Back then, she's not gonna cross me up like that. However, I do think that I may have put up a fight, but again, I was not the pressured like final point shooter. So I feel like here's the ball, Mel, win the game. That ain't me. I get at to somebody else. That was my mindset because I'm not that competitive, and my nerves would have got all tore up. But yeah. I think Harmon is such a good player. Yeah, she's a senior. So this is a Texas, and what is Madison? I think she's a senior too. School year. Let's just make my life easier. Oh my God, I think I just made it more difficult. So she what, like a sophomore? No way. Oh yeah. If she's a sophomore, she still got that. That's probably why I feel the way I feel then. Yeah. I think Madison. Yeah. If that, I don't think that's correct. She's a junior. Okay. I'm about to say. But I mean, she's still got time. So I'm interested to see what Madison does this year. Um, Hopefully she stays still grounded in her playing style, and then that is what will step her stuff up. Yeah, so Madison being a junior, I'm interested to see what happens this year in terms of her playing style and how she handles the pressure being upperclassmen now and what that entails. Um yeah. Let's see. On my journey of top players, Tanaya Latson. I don't feel like I don't know. For the USC team, I don't see a particular player that's like exceptionally stepping out in terms of like can carry the team. I think USC is a good team overall, like a balanced team. But I don't think that's probably one thing where I'm not thinking that they will win a championship as a group. I still think they need a couple of breakout players that's like dominating, on their team. And I think they have a good balance front, which is good to sustain, but um to win a championship, no, I don't think so. Um, but again, that's just my opinion. These are all just opinions, these are not facts. These are just from what I've seen, and I'm not a full-time analyst. I don't, I just watch the sport and I look at dynamics of people, how they play individually and as a team, and how they're being coached. Um, those elements, as well as the key moments, the big time shots, the moments of the defining character moments where somebody got to make the shot to win the game. Those are the things that I look for. And no, I was not the best player ever, but I do think that I had a pretty good um given the tools that I had at the time, a pretty good player. Could I have been better? Yes, and that's because I wasn't competitive enough. And that's one thing that these girls that are playing in college have. They are ready to tear down to win a game. And Mel was not that. That was not wasn't for me. Maybe I'll talk about, how I knew collegiate basketball wasn't for me. And, maybe that might help somebody who is like, well, I'm good at basketball, but like, should I play in a college scale? You need to know what you're stepping into, and you don't want to find out on the first practice, because guess what's going to happen? you're going to be ass sore the next day. You will not be able to walk. So I suggest you know before you go into that practice, before you go into that team. You don't want to waste people's time, especially if you don't want to play really. All right. Anywho, y'all, I appreciate you listening to my rant on women's basketball. Again, it's just completely random, completely not really off topic, but it's just, interest that I have, something that I pay attention to. And if you are not already, follow me on social media. My handles will be somewhere below, but if you search Mentor Mel, you will find something of me, and that will lead you to other things. Yeah, yeah. Also, I've been on Spotify, but I made a slight transition to Spotify, so you'll now be able to see my face on Spotify if you're not already doing that. If you would like to see my face and talk, go on Spotify, follow the podcast, listen to it there, and it will still be available on all other platforms. Um, yeah, I mean, just I'm trying to get my plays and stuff up, so if you're listening, you could just leave it on play. That's fine too. And yeah, leave comments, let me know your favorite player, women's basketball player of all time, and in this current college year, if that's something you're paying attention to. Um, yeah, let me know. Y'all be good, be breezy, take it easy, and I will see you on the next one.